Yes, hello, welcome back, guys. Okay, well, let's move on with the WrestleMania review, solo review tonight with you. And it goes to now. We have the non-sanctioned match between Triple H and Seth Rollins. Something I found really funny about this was the way they announced it. Like, I think it was JoJo that was in the ring, and she was like so happy to announce this is a non-sanctioned match, all of a sudden this is a happy thing, like, even though WWE won't insure it. Thought that was quite funny. Just the way sometimes they present things is always wrong. But one thing I do want to say about this match, really awesome promo for Triple H and Seth Rollins. But then again, it is Triple H, so what do you expect? The use of Metallica in this. Sorry, not Metallica. What am I talking about? It was Metallica. What am I talking about? Yes, sorry. Late night for me here. Still very much tired from the night before. But yeah, do excuse me. Yeah, it was a really good piece of music to use. Metallica's there. And typical Triple H. Over the top entrance, although it was kind of cool. Like, I liked the idea of the police bikes going down and Triple H and Stephanie. They look pretty cool coming down. I mean, he gets those entrances, the best entrances of anyone now. Triple H, like, it's just. It must be like an inside thing now where people are just like, oh, what's he gonna, what's he giving himself this year? Kind of thing, because he literally is getting the best stuff without a doubt these days. Then Seth Rollins, I mean, he came down. He'd done this thing with the whole sword on fire, and then it's like supposed to set the whole ramp. I mean, it kind of looked cool, I suppose, from a distance. But this match, this really, really surprised me, and I was blown away by this match. I thought it was very good. I know that I've read a lot of people didn't kind of enjoy it as much because they felt like it was too methodical. It was like too much Triple H just doing things by the book. But, and some people said it went too long. Like, I do think it went a little bit too long, but overall, I enjoyed this match. I mean, people have been really negative about this, but I actually thought this was a really good match, and this for me finally put Seth Rollins on the map a little bit. I was surprised that they didn't use Joe or Foley or anything like that in this, like more smoke and mirrors, but it was much more back and forth, and you either like matches like that or you don't. The only thing I suppose I didn't kind of like is that it's hard sometimes with Triple H, and I think we've made mention of this before, that it's, with a guy like Triple H, he does like to put himself in the spots where he's going to come off the best sometimes. Like, I did feel there was a lot of moments where I felt back to last year's WrestleMania with Roman Reigns, but I think unlike Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins can actually go and give Triple H something for his money, and I felt like this was a great match, and really good that Seth Rollins come out looking like he could hold his own with Triple H. I loved the ending to it where Triple H, of course, inadvertently knocked Stephanie through the table, and just his reaction to that, and then of course Seth Rollins hitting the pedigree and getting the 1, 2, 3. I thought that was a good ending. So, yeah, I mean, I was happy with this match. I mean, I really rated this match. And it is my own opinion. I'll probably get some heat for this, but I give this one actually a top mark of a 4 stars. I thought this was an excellent match. Nothing really, it gets more than some of the others because I just felt like they told a really good story, especially to something that had been going on for so long. So, yeah, I was very impressed with that, and thought it was a great matches. Next up, we got the concert from Pitbull and Flow Rider. This was, you either like these things or you don't. For me, it was a good time to go and make a couple of drinks and get myself woken up a little bit more. I suppose if there's one good thing about having the music performance, is that it's just there's so much wrestling. It's kind of, I actually felt like I needed a break. So when this come on, I was actually kind of happy, which I didn't think I would be, considering I do not like these artists at all, and I'm not really into the music. But it was just nice to have a break. It's such a long show. It's even with the Super Bowl, you got half-time stuff going on, so that's your entertainment. And you have 2 halves. But this is just wrestling. It's just non-stop. And because of the amount of matches and the time, they didn't even have much time. They didn't actually do one backstage interview or anything like that on the night. So it was full-on in-the-ring action and these long entrances. And so, yeah, it was nice to have a break with something else, even for just, 6-7 minutes. Seems to really help. Next up, we got the WWE Championship match, and this is where I get negative for the night, because this was shockingly bad. I mean, bad in so many ways. Okay, first off, I know everybody's going to look at the whole business with, turning the ring apron and having, maggots projected onto the mat and spooky stuff like that. Yeah, that was bloody annoying. First of all, when it happened first, I was like, okay, that's different. Okay, fine. I'll try and, suspend my disbelief. But it happened 3 times. It was just so bad. And then to listen to the commentators try and sort of cover up for it, rather than somebody with half a brain saying where's the projection coming from that? Isn't that a distraction for his opponent? Or why is he doing that? That's cheating. No, they didn't talk about it like that. They were just gobsmacked for some reason, we were supposed to be, about where this was all coming from. The really silly thing about it was when this kept happening, the referee didn't even look around to us to think where's this coming from. They just kept getting on with it. I really I know there's a lot of weird things that we get sometimes in WWE, and people will say, that's just part of WWE. I mean, look at The Undertaker and stuff like that. Look at what he's done in the past. And yeah, there's been some really weird stuff between, if you go back to 98 and you watched Kane and Undertaker flipping fire bolts into each other and stuff like that. Yeah, I do understand that concept. But during the match, I felt it was stupid. It got silly for me. And the match itself, the actual wrestling, was just such a letdown. I don't know, this has been going on for a long time, this feud, and it culminated in this. This was it. This is the best they could come up with. It just seemed horrible. I did not enjoy. I did not enjoy what I was seeing. This was just. It's hard to score this because even the ending was so bad. The result was completely wrong for me. I feel like this has done Bray more harm than good, and yeah, it's hard to score this. I was not a fan of this. This is like one of those times where you have a friend around who doesn't watch wrestling that much, and then this comes on, and you're like, oh boy, get this off. To me, I'm giving this like for the match. Considering this is a WWE Championship match. This for me, this gets a 1.5 because there was no chemistry in this whatsoever. There was just such a complete waste of time. It was over very fast as well, like 10 minutes, but just it was horrible. I just did not enjoy this match whatsoever. This was the worst thing on the night, and I don't want to sound too negative on it because then it sounds like I'm being totally negative on the whole WrestleMania when I'm not, because I actually think this WrestleMania was really good, but this is something I don't want to see again. I hope they never ever use this in a Bray Wyatt match again because it got so stupid. I just don't know where they were. It's not even like we'd even heard that Randy doesn't like maggots or, all these other things, the creepy crawly things that were coming out. Like, it was just, I never want to see that again, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what Matt would think of that, but I'll be interested to find out. Perhaps next week when he comes on the show, we'll find out. But for me, that was just horrendous. Okay, well, next up, we got the WWE Universal Championship match between Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, and of course, this had been going on for some time. The one thing I will say about this, I really enjoyed the promo to this. Paul Heyman doing some great work, and it was something I hadn't seen, so that made it even better. And they sort of brought up the whole affair at WrestleMania 20, and how the king himself, Goldberg, had left when the Beast had tried, and then the Beast went away and got stronger in UFC and come back and tried to conquer other things like the Undertaker's streak, and then wanted Goldberg again, but then realised Goldberg was still as strong as he once was, even with his age. And it was a good story there that was told. It was actually very good. This was always about the spectacle, this match, there was no doubt about it, but it definitely was generating some buzz. Brock got down there in a huge walk to the ring, when Goldberg's entrance was pretty awesome as usual. When they got into the ring, unsurprisingly to me, Bill got absolutely murdered by the fans. I mean, they were not on his side. I think when Paul Heyman grabbed that mic, he cemented Brock as being the guy that was going to be pretty much cheered, because people really seemed like they were into that at this point. And I don't know, I'm not sure, like, it's interesting because if Bill Goldberg wasn't the Universal Champion, I think he would have been received a lot better. But I think people got upset when he beat Kevin Owens and won the title. I think that's the part that's got to fans. But if this had been a match where it was without the title, I think Bill Goldberg would have been received a lot better. But nonetheless, this was an incredible. I watched this match about 3 times today because I enjoyed it that much, and I never thought I'd say that about this match, concerning what we'd seen before. But I'm gonna admit something here, and I want to say that I was wrong, because I felt like, okay, I didn't, at first the Survivor Series I wasn't a fan of it. I went off on a huge tangent. I was upset. But in the bigger picture, and I'll certainly learn from this, I felt like this paid off. This had a great payoff to it, and it all made sense. And this was a big match feel, and I do feel there's like equity in Goldberg now as well, maybe for him. But it was of course all strong moves. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. This wasn't a catch-as-catch-can wrestling match. This wasn't Lou Thesz or Buddy Rogers. This was like what you call real intense, stiff, strong style. Goldberg hit about 6 bloody spears and Of course, Lesnar took him to Suplex City early on. I just love the way Lesnar got straight in there,